MFG Productions.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, everybody. Today is a very special day. It's a very special type of interview today. For those who don't know, we have Chassica, Carnegie, Griffin in the building today. The entrepreneur, the psychic, many things. That is her. She is, and for all of those who don't know, she is the voice for the intro and the outro for the MFG Productions. This is her. And first of all, I want to thank you for joining me today. It's quite an honor to have you here, taking out the time to talk to me and my fans, the people. And we appreciate you. First of all, I believe a person's backstory, where they're from and where they came from and things that they overcame make them who they are. So for you, what do you feel is your backstory for you?
My background, I was born a second child of Al and Liz Carnegie. And I was born into a military lifestyle. And I was a military brat. And it's kind of what made me who I am. Because being around all the different cultures and being moved from place to place at such a young age, it just made me probably a little, some people would say a little different. I've been told that several times that I'm different. And it's probably because I'm exposed to so many cultures at such a young age.
Yeah.
And it made me a well-rounded person. I'm blessed to had experienced the military life with my parents, and I actually miss, all the traveling and going here and there and the excitement of seeing a new place every 3 years. So that's what makes me who I am, and probably that's what made me be more of an entrepreneur, and I'm always innovative and thinking of new ideas and changing up and switching up the pace. I think that's what created this person that I am.
Okay, and for a lot of people that don't know, that may be seeing you the first time, for entrepreneur, what are some areas, some things that you've created, some things that you've invested in?
Well, the first thing, I'm going to go way back, my childhood. The first thing is probably spiritual dance. That was the first thing that I think creatively that I've ever done. I used to do it. People don't know my story when it comes to that, but I used to be in ballet growing up as a little girl. And me and my sister, she dropped out. I continued. And I just love to dance. That's just in my bones, and I love it. I've always loved it, and I still to this day love it. But when I was little, we was living in Tampa, Florida, and I was very young. And I used to dance in the house to gospel music in my ballerina outfit.
Wow.
It was a pink tutu outfit. I used to put it on in the house. And my mom and them would be going to work. Mama Sadie would be there. And she would be in her room or whatever, or she'll be, sitting in the front or either out on the porch. And I would have my music playing in the house and dressed up in my ballerina outfit, and I would be dancing to the Truthettes. I don't know if people remember them back in the day. They were a gospel group that used to sing, and it was a couple of other different songs. Shirley Seizure I used to dance to, and nobody knew that I was doing this because I used to just kind of sneak. I think I called myself kind of sneaking because it was gospel music, and then I was dancing or whatever, but I was doing ballet to it. And so it kind of evolved with me, but I never really put it out there.
Yeah.
It was just something I did in within my own secret time. And then one day I did it. I think my mom seen me do it, and she told me that I should do it at the church because I used to teach dance to Teens on the Move in Williston.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do that as well, but I was scared to know how to bring it to the world or church because back then it wasn't known for. It was something that was never done. Yeah,
foreign.
Correct. And me personally, I think that was something that was created and that we kind of started. And then it kind of just took off because I got invited to Georgia, different places all over different churches to perform and do that once, and then it just kind of took off.
Okay, and so for you, did you mainly gear towards more so the gospel realm when it came to music, or did you kind of sort of like tiptoe between R&B and gospel, or was it just like mainly gospel that you danced to?
When I was younger and growing up and being in the church so heavily with my parents and so forth, that's mostly what I danced to, and that was my ministry. But I just, in general, just liked to dance to music. I would play jazz music and dance to it. I would do ballet. It was just music. I've always been one of them kind of people that I don't really listen to words sometimes in the songs. I'm sorry, but sometimes I don't. Yeah. And it's bad because you don't know what you dancing to if you're not listening to the words. But I was one of them people where I am into the beat. Yeah. When you're a dancer, it's all about the beat. Yeah. We block out the words and we concentrate on our beats because of the dance steps, and your counts and things of that nature. So I never really was into words, and it just started getting to a point where I know I needed to pay attention to the words because you have to be careful what they're saying. There's plenty of times when my kids be like, "Mama, do you know what they're saying?" And I have to listen to the words, and I be like, "Oh Lord, I can't be listening to that. I can't play that." But I be loving the beat.
Yeah. Okay. So music is definitely played a major influence in your life, I suspect. And so what other you can basically say entrepreneurial endeavors?
After dance. Yeah. Something probably the next thing would be I started doing nails. I started doing nail extension. I was a nail specialist. Right out of high school, I went straight and got my nail tech license. And I opened up a shop in Brunson. Little teeny little building. But before I did that, to get the money to try to get there and get all my products of things of that nature, I was a mobile nail tech. This was unheard of too. Wow. I was always one of the people that just done stuff that never was done before. Yeah. And I would carry my stuff in the back of my trunk of my car, and I would go around to people's homes, and I would do nails. And they would come sometimes to my mom's house and get their nails done. I had lots of Caucasian customers back then, very supportive. And it got me to where I could open up a shop in Brunson. Wow. And I was not even 20 years old yet when I started doing this business. And I don't know, I was just really creative when it came to nails and different things of that nature. And it was fun. I loved it. And then I went from there to opening up another bigger shop in Chiefland, Florida. And people probably remember because the name was Show Enough Nails. And I know everybody's like, where you get that name from? Why you Show Enough Nails? I'm going to take y'all back. Y'all remember the Last Dragon? Show Enough. Oh, yeah. I love that movie. And it was just something that I just did to be fun, and also that I knew people would not remember or forget that name. Yeah. You always want to have a name that somebody's going to remember, and it stuck with people. And I opened up the shop in Chiefland, and it was bigger. I had a boutique inside. Plus I sold hair products, wigs, and that you could get your hair done. In the back, I was the nail stage salon area in the middle, and then in the very front of the store was clothing and all of that stuff. So I had a lot going on at such a young age, in my early 20s. But I was just destined, I guess, to be a boss, I guess you could say, because the kind of parents that I come from. My daddy, was always a businessman. Even though he was in the military, he always was business. He was always business minded, and I was always up under my dad, learning and watching and asking thousands of questions. I know he probably was like, "Oh my goodness, this little girl," but I was always intrigued, and I always want to know things, and I would always ask older people lots of questions. My grandma Sadie. When I was around her, I asked her so many questions. I always was up under her, just gaining wisdom. And my grandma Dolores always asked thousands of questions when I was up under them, and just learning a lot, from the older generation. And they were interesting to me. So I hung around a lot of older people, and I got a lot of wisdom to help me in my endeavors in my business, and to find out what people want. And I noticed at a young age that people want something new. Yeah. So I was always one of the people that sat back and tried to figure out something to give the people that was different, that was new. And I would think about the things that I came in contact with from other countries, being in the military or other cities, and think about, okay, what don't we have here? And I remember years ago, my mom used to order hair. When we were in Germany, and she would get extensions and all of that stuff way back when I was little, real young. And that wasn't something that was big in the country here. And so when I did open up my place, I wanted to sell hair. And so I went, found out, I became friends with Chinese people in Tampa, the Chinese in Georgia. And I was in my early 20s, remember, very early 20s. And I would network and drive, all these places and ask questions. And I had to hook up with, people that could help me get hair, help me get these products wholesale, got my nail stuff wholesale. Mama would ride with me to go get my stuff, the clothes, all this stuff. And shoes. Back then, there were these shoes back in Germany that the Spice Girls would wear. And back in Germany, when we was living there, they wore these shoes that had the thick bottoms on them, tennis shoes. And they didn't know about that here. And so I got those and brought them to Chiefland. And they were, people from Chiefland property remember this. And I put those shoes and the outfits together and had them in the window. In the front, right on Main Street, right where now AJ's shop is on that same street where my shop was. And we had them in the window. People would stop and they come in and be like, "Oh, what?" Because they just thought the style and the shoes, that's so different. I ain't never seen that here. And it took off. Everybody had them shoes on. You could be in the store or going somewhere in Chiefland and Willard, and look down, and everybody had my shoes on their feet. And it felt amazing to be so young and seeing that you brought something to a small place, And everybody was coming getting their nails done. I was balling. Like, at such a young age, I was balling, making money, I brought my first property from that, hustling like that. Wow. And I brought a piece of land in Bronson. I never forget it. And in my early 20s, I felt good that, I was accomplishing something.
Especially in the 90s.
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah. And any young person can do it. Yeah. If they put their mind to it and they focus on positive things, they can look at something and organize something and then chase after it. You just have to be organized and do it.
MFG Productions, where visual communication is everything. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and also follow on Facebook and Instagram.